Yes guys, and welcome back guys to a brand new video guys, and in today's video guys we are going to be talking about Manchester United's last game that we went and played, Atletico Madrid guys, in the UEFA Champions League second leg guys, where Manchester United have been knocked out of the Champions League. We lost the game 1-0, and we lost obviously of course on aggregate 2-1. I'm fuming, it was a shower of shit, a loss for words, not good enough. We bottled it. Our biggest game of the season, we couldn't turn up. Just not good enough by these players, and we need a clear out, and it's not good enough. But anyway guys, let's get straight into today's video. So we made 4 changes from the last game against Atletico Madrid in the first leg. Talking about the starting 11, so we started with De Gea, Delova, Varane, Maguire, Telles, Fred, McTominay, Elanga, Bruno, Sancho and Ronaldo. Getting into the overall reaction now. Atletico Madrid knocked Man United out of Champions League in our biggest game of the season as well. Not good enough, lost for words, shower of shit, pathetic, awful, spineless, diabolical, unbelievable. We bottled it, I'm fuming. Nobody turned up when we needed them. Criminals, there's no excuses. It's disappointing, annoying, frustrating. Players deserve to be booed off. Where did it go wrong? We couldn't string a pass together in the second half. We were dominant and played with confidence. We were compact. We defended well. We were too slow on the ball. The ref was shit. The ref's decisions were laughable. Again, we were relying on moments. One goal was going to decide the game. Ralf went for it and it didn't work. We had opportunities. We couldn't take them. That was a disgrace. I don't know what to say. No creativity. We lacked in quality in the final third. Atletico were happy not to have much possession. We were shit in the second half. Time for a clear out. We threw everything at it. It was a tight and tactical game. 5 seasons with no silverware. That sums up our season. We got what we deserved in the end. First half was good. Second half was shit. Overall, awful performance. Now, before I can get into this video, I'm fuming with that because in our biggest game of the season, you're saying to these players, turn up to this game. We got lucky against Atletico in that first leg in Madrid as well. And I'll tell you why we were lucky. But we performed absolutely there, Madrid, but we still managed to draw that. Elanga pretty much got us out of the shit, to be honest, in that first leg against Atletico Madrid. We weren't that great on the night against them, but we were lucky to walk away with a draw. And I think going into that second leg, I think Man United fans were absolutely confident and optimistic that we could beat this Atletico Madrid side. I did not expect us to go out in this game against Atletico Madrid because, you know what, Atletico have been poor themselves, not the team that they used to be, and I did not expect us to get knocked out against these lot. But I'll tell you why we got knocked out of this. This is a typical European team that have got a game plan. I'm not saying that we didn't have a game plan. We did have a game plan, but this is a typical European team that knows what they're doing. Come to Old Trafford, they know it's a tough place to go, but they're going to have a game plan. And their game plan was, we're happy not to give much possession away. What do? We had most of that possession. We used it, but we were not good enough. The passing was too slow. We were poor in the second half. And I'll tell you what though, we had the upper hand. We were at home here against Atletico Madrid. You had the fans right behind you from minute 1 to minute 90, and you bottled it in the biggest stage, on the biggest night, in your biggest game as well of the season. They knew that they got knocked out of the FA Cup, and what did we do? We got knocked out of the Champions League as well. It's been a disaster season. I'll tell you what, that was coming. As soon as, you know, in games like this, they're going to be a tight tactical game, there's going to be 1 goal in it, and there was no chance we were going to get a goal from that. You couldn't see us scoring in that game. You couldn't see us scoring. You couldn't even see us scoring in that first leg, but we were lucky to get them on the break. That game has been coming. 5 seasons with no silverware. It just goes to show of how much a bigger task this is going to be next season for the new manager as well that's coming in as well. I tell you what, we got what we deserved in the end. This is not good enough by this team. There's no excuses. I'm not hearing all this shenanigans about these players. I'm just pissed off and I'm lost for words because in your biggest game of the season, you can't turn up. We knew what we needed to do in a game like this. We need to show more courage in this game and more conviction. We didn't get that. Probably did get it in the first half, but we didn't get it in the second half. We bottled it on the night. It's not good enough. In games like this, you know that you have to score your first goal. If you can't do that, the opposition are going to do it. The opposition will do it. You make a mistake at the back. Our defence has been terrible this season. You can see it in the league as well. It's been dreadful, and you can't rely on this defence. I tell you what, the criminals for it, it's not been good enough, to be honest. It's just awful, to be honest. It's pathetic, it's spineless, it's diabolical, but unbelievable at times, and you just don't know what Man United side are going to turn up. Nobody turned up when we needed them as well, but that referee, oh my days, Jesus Christ. Unbelievable, to be honest. Anyway, guys, What did I make of the performance? It was an awful performance all round from the players, to be honest. You know, in the biggest game of the season, you couldn't turn up to it against Atletico Madrid. Biggest night in the biggest stage in the Champions League, in the round of 16, second leg. It was in our favour as well at Old Trafford. You've got the fans behind you. You think that the upper hand's there with our fans right behind our players. Bottled it on the night. Awful performance, diabolical, spineless, not good enough. That's how you really explain it, to be honest. Overall, to be honest, we were no good. I thought in the first half, I thought we had an okay start to the game. Atletico are happy to give their oppositions more possession, and they just defend really. And this is typical European teams. They defend really well, and they did the same thing from the first leg. They played these triangles, and when they play these triangles in the midfield, they're forcing you down the wings. And that's why you've got to change it up and becomes really a tight tactical game. You could see it when they play these triangles. What they're practically doing is stopping you going down the middle, and they're forcing you to go down the wings. Practically wanted us to do, go down the wings. If your fullbacks are not good enough and can't put a cross in, that's what you're going to get as well. I'll tell you what though, first half was okay. I thought we started okay. I thought we were bright in times. You know, we had an early chance with Ilanga. That should have been 1-0, I think, if we would have took it. But I thought we were okay. Most of the possession of the game. First half particularly, I thought we had an okay start to the game. As obviously Atletico got possession, they knew how well they needed to be and how well organised they needed to be, how disciplined they wanted to be in the game as well. When they had their opportunities and chances, they wanted to obviously take them. The biggest stage and the biggest night, we bottled it, and it's not good enough. To be honest, we got everything what we deserved. First half said it all, to be honest. I thought we could have took the lead in the first half, but then Atletico, at the end of the day, Atletico had one goal. They had 8 shots on target as well, and it just says it all, to be honest. We had 11 shots, and they had 3. They had 3 on target. We had 5 on target. So, and they take that one chance. So, to be honest, Atletico, they were shit themselves, but they were just lucky that they got that one goal, and all down to poor defending from us in that first half. And then it's unbelievable what you see, because that first goal was just unbelievable, to be honest, because you've got Delo that's completely sucked in is playing in that centre-back role, and then all of a sudden, because the ball goes out to the full-back, he then has to shift over to the right-hand side, and he's just got all that time and space, heads it to the ground, and De Gea can't save it, so it's no good, and you can't say anything about it. So first half, I thought it was okay in spells, good in spells, but you know, there was times where we put the pressure on, we created good chances, but they had that one good chance, they took it, and then as soon as that one goal goes in, you're chasing the game down. And when the opposition scores that first goal, it makes it hard. We're chasing the game down in the second half. I thought second half were dreadful, were shit, just not good enough by us. Passing was dreadful, couldn't string a pass together. Second half was awful, to be honest. Nothing about us, no conviction, no courage about us. And that's when he's having to throw on players like, you know, Cavani, Pogba and all these guys to, you know, get us out of shit and try get a goal. So Ralf had gone for it in the second half by bringing on plenty of offensive plays on, and they couldn't do the job. So, and we were chasing down a goal, couldn't get the goal, and as soon as your opponents score a goal, it's an uphill task. So we couldn't get that goal, and it paid the price in that first half. And it's not good enough from us, and second half was just said it all, to be honest. We're all over the shop, and we got what we deserved, and at the end of the day, and it's not good enough, and we were shit in the second half, and Atletico were happy not to have much possession, and you know, they only had about 39.9% of possession, and you know, this is a team that are happy to, you know, give up possession, and you know, they've been before coming into this game, they'd won games with less than 50% of possession, and we were just not aggressive, we were not as ruthless, and passing was too slow, and we threw everything at it in the second half, and that's what you get at the end of the day, and it's just not good enough at the end of the day. Well, we knew it was not going to be an easy game against Atletico Madrid last night. We knew one goal was going to separate the two teams, and Atletico have knocked out Man United. It's disappointing, That's now 5 seasons without a trophy. It's just simply not good enough, is it? No, it's not. It's not good enough. 5 seasons without a trophy. I think our chance was obviously the FA Cup. We blew it against Middlesbrough in the biggest night, in the biggest game against Atletico Madrid that was going to determine the season as well. I didn't expect us to get knocked out against these lot. I thought we had a chance to go further. Atletico have been no good this season as well. Typical European team that had a game plan in mind. They knew what they were doing. They knew that if they got that first goal, they were just going to stay organised, stay disciplined. They stuck to their game plan. We had to go for it in the second half. We had to throw everything at it. We had plenty of offensive players out there. Couldn't take a chance. It's not good enough, and 5 seasons without a trophy, it's not good enough on our behalf. It's embarrassing, to be honest, because we haven't won a trophy since 2017. It's not good enough. It's been a disaster season for the whole players, staff. It's just not good enough, to be honest. This is what you get at the end of the day. With all this great talent and great players this season, and we've not been able to implement it, and we've not been able to utilise those players this season. We've been a disaster. The games speak for itself. I understand the form that we're in, but at the end of the day, the players have got to take responsibility as well for this as well. Not only just the manager, but the players as well. It's not good enough. We've been knocked out in the Champions League. Not good enough in the biggest game of the season. We go and do that. Pays the price. And if you can't turn up to a game like this, in the Champions League in the biggest night, with the fans right behind you, with the second leg in our hands as well, and you can't get the job done, just says it all about this team, to be honest. We knew that one goal was going to separate the two teams. It was always going to be down to whoever scores that first goal is going to go through. Atletico deservingly went through. We were no good. We got what we deserved. It's disappointing. It's not good enough at the end of the day. There's a couple of incidents involving the referee in the game, not giving fouls for us, not giving out yellow cards, and just letting Atletico time wasting. The referee was a fucking joke, to be honest. There's also a stat on this as well. The last 30 minutes of that game, from the 60th minute to the 90th minute, there was 30 minutes to play, and there was only about proper good 11 minutes played in the final 30 minutes, because of the referee not giving fouls, not giving yellow cards, and for Atletico for time wasting. And that referee is a bloody joke. You do question some of these European referees as well. They might be better than the Premier League ones, but I'll tell you now, when it comes to these big games, they don't know what they're doing. This referee was an absolute joke, because I think we should have had a free kick in on Elanga to that build-up of their goal as well. People will have their opinions about it, that it was probably not a free kick, but we should have had a free kick, and it should have been a foul. The referee, it's not good enough, and VAR was in play, not giving out yellow cards, not giving fouls to us. When fouls are not going against you, calls are not going against you, it's pure unlucky, but at the end of the day, it just says everything about the referee, to be honest. And Atletico were time wasting in that whole game, and to be honest, the referee was absolutely dreadful. I've never seen any poor refereeing from a European ref like that before in my life. Jesus Christ, what he did was absolutely unreal, to be honest. To do that in a game like that referee needs investigating by the UEFA. Jesus Christ. One hard look at yourself in the mirror for that, because Jesus Christ, he had a shit game, didn't he? Why did it go wrong? Now, the first one I've written down is all bark, no bite, and what I mean by that is there was no penetration, no underlapping, no one occupying the central areas as well, and also pretty much, many fans have seen this, where we pretty much take it to one winger and then we can't find a way through. We pass it to the other winger, and there's just no ideas going forward. We don't have a clue what we're doing. We're just passing it around if something opens up. That's the first one. Second one is defence vitality strike again. Obviously, defence again, just all over the place. Says it for itself. That goal that we conceded, he gets on the run of play. Varane not in position. Delay's sucked in, he's more of a centre-back, not doing his job as well. Defence has been shaky all season long, not been good enough. It also says for itself in the Premier League as well. Defence, vitality, strike again, once again. The third one is, season is over. Out of every cup competition. Went out of the Carabao Cup early against West Ham. Probably our best chance of getting silverware was probably the FA Cup. We did the hard bit of beating Aston Villa. Bad performance, but still got the win and got through. Went into the Middlesbrough game, had so many chances, couldn't take them, and got done on penalties. And out of the Champions League, the players couldn't turn up in the biggest stage, on the biggest night, and the biggest game of our season. And out we go in every cup competition. It's been a disaster season, and that's what you get. And accumulating more deadwood is the fourth one as well. There's still deadwood in this team. You look at players like Maguire, Tellez, as well, McTominay as well. It's not good enough, to be honest. And you look at these players that are no good, that are the problem this season as well. Just no CDM there as well. It's not good enough. And also the fifth one, awful refereeing. I thought throughout the whole game the referee was a joke, not giving fouls to us. We should have had a foul to the lead up of their first goal, and not giving out yellow cards when you should have been. Atletico Madrid time wasting in the Premier League. You get a yellow card for time wasting as well. Just says it for itself, and the referee had a shit game himself. That's where it went wrong, to be honest. Not good enough on our side. It's obviously annoying, disappointing and frustrating, but it's no good. You've got to be better. We're awful. Obviously, at the end of the day, you deserve what you get in the end. We're no good. Out of the Champions League you go. It's not good enough. Who is to blame? To be honest, I'm going to blame this both on the players and the manager. They're both going to get the fault for this, for sure. Ralf, obviously, he has to take stick for it as well. Obviously, a lot of people won't give him that stick because obviously he's the interim manager, and I know he's going to try and blame it on something, but I think you've got to also blame it on Ralf, to be honest. Not all of it's on Ralf. I think the players need to take blame for it. I think at the end of the day, Ralf needs to take some of the stick as well, you know, some of his tactics as well. At the end of the day, you do sort of turn to the manager for motivation, but at the end of the day, when you get players like this that were under the last manager, don't want to run, don't show any effort, and don't show fight, pride, passion, determination and desire, that's what you're going to get from these bunch of players. I think players will take about at least 80% of it, and the manager's got to at least take 20% of it as well. It's a mixture of both the players and the manager as well. Getting into the stats now, possession for Man United, it was 60.1%, and for Atletico it was 39.9%. Goals for Man United, it was 0, for Atletico it was 1. Total shots for Man United, it was 11, and for Atletico it was 8. Shots on target for Man United, it was 5, and for Atletico it was 3. Shot accuracy for Man United, it was 45.5%, and for Atletico it was 37.5%. Shots inside the box for Man United, it was 7, and for Atletico it was 2. Shots outside the box for Man United, it was 4, and for Atletico it was 6. Total passes for Man United, it was 573 passes, and for Atletico Madrid it was 389 passes. The pass accuracy for Man United, it was 83.4%, and for Atletico Madrid it was 73.5%. Into the substitutions now, Elanga went off for Rashford. Talk about Anthony's performance. Should have scored with a point blank chance and went down easily to give Atletico possession. They profited from. Fernandes went off for Pogba. Talking about Bruno's performance. Lacked sharpness and became easily agitated by the referee. Rightly substituted for the final quarter of the match. But McTominay went off for Matic. Talking about Scott's performance. Another performance where he did not lack commitment but lacked quality against the superior midfielders. Fred went off for Cavani. Talking about Fred's performance. Brimming the confidence after his performance against Tottenham. He's transmitted it to the first half, quieter in the second. Maguire went off and Mata, talk about Harry's performance. Some closing moments in both boxes and awkward in possession. The crowd almost turned against him when he was substituted. Several did. Obviously now that's our Champions League season is pretty much over. In the round of 16 against Atletico Madrid. This was our opportunity to go through. We've bottled it on the biggest night, on the biggest stage, in the biggest season of our night as well, against Atletico Madrid, in front of our home fans as well. We battled it on the night. This was our chance to get ourselves into the quarter-final. I mean, I would have accepted if we probably got beaten by someone like Bayern Munich or Juventus. I would have accepted one of them. To be honest, getting beat by Atletico Madrid that have absolutely been abysmal themselves this season, not the team that they used to be, and you get beat by a team like that had a game plan, knew what they were doing, typical European team that knew that they were doing coming into this game as well. It's not good enough by us, but this is where it comes to an end for us. In the round of 16, the players were not good enough. We didn't show enough courage and conviction to go and get the win. We threw everything at it in the second half. We did our chances and opportunities, and we didn't take them. We were no good. We were no good in the second half, but bottled it on the night. Got knocked out. Probably one of the worst seasons I've ever seen from Man United this season, in terms of when you look at the league as well, and every cup competition as well. We knew coming into this game was going to be our biggest night. Bottled it on the night. Yeah, this is where it comes to an end for Man United in the 21-22 campaign season, Champions League season. It's not good enough on our side. Very pressing. Hope we get them back next season, but it's no good, to be honest. Games like this, you've got to learn from it. Players have got to look at themselves. A big clear out in the summer. A lot of players have got to go from this team, to be honest, and let's start again next season. New era is starting next season with a new manager. Just can't wait for the next season, to be honest. It's all got over in the Champions League. We've got to learn from it. We've got to learn from this experience. We've got to come back stronger next season. Good luck to the other teams as well in the Champions League. Obviously, I'm sure it'll be a cracking final, whoever it is. We've done our bit in the Champions League. We bow out. We say goodbye to it. Could be Europa League next season. season for us. We got everything what we deserved in the end. These players don't deserve anything this season. It's a reality check for these players in the summer. We need to clear out. Got to learn from this experience. Got to come back stronger from it. Let's see what the reaction is next season. Hope you guys enjoyed another video. Be sure to leave a like. Subscribe to my show if you are new. And I'll see you guys in a video in the next couple of days. And peace.